Pink Day, which is a big day for this part of the world, is nearing ever closer and attracts many, many thousands of tourists. But for now, blue is the colour we need to be thinking of for the FIM Yamaha R3 BLU CRU World Cup. This is round 2, and therefore coming up in the next few minutes is race number 4 of the season for 2025. It really is hot out there, 28 degrees Celsius air temperature. Track temperature nudging on 40 degrees Celsius already, even though it's only 10 o'clock in the morning here. Humidity making it very, very uncomfortable just to walk around the paddock, let alone race a motorcycle. 64%. The field making their way around on the sighting lap towards the grid. And it's a different starting order today by virtue of the top 9 fastest laps from race 1 on Saturday. Pastore will line up on pole position in front of his home crowd. We've had 3 different winners from the 3 races so far. 2 in Portugal and 1 here yesterday. Won by Chris Clark from America, Mario Salles from Brazil, and Alex Di Persio from Italy. So how do they line up for Sunday's race 2? Here is the answer. It's Emanuele Pastore on the pole position with Salles and Danny Krabacher alongside the Austrian. Watch out for him. All right, Agaska was superb again yesterday from Motorland, who was originally in pole position on Saturday. And yesterday's winner, Alex Di Persio, completes the second row in 6th position. 20 riders on the entry list this weekend, only 19 starting today, unfortunately. Charlie Mendes, the rider from the Dominican Republic, is out of action. He was airlifted to Cesena Hospital yesterday, having been involved in a 4-rider multiple collision. It was triggered when Mendes lost control coming out of the Caro hairpin on the last lap. Gene Turner behind him had nowhere to go, and it sparked a chain reaction. Thankfully, Charlie Mendes has escaped major injuries and was back at the circuit last night. He's here today watching the race, although he's not racing. Charlie, we send you our best wishes. It's been a difficult start to the season. He was injured in Portugal as well. Hopefully he'll be back at Donington Park in the middle of July for round 3, and that will mark the halfway point of the season ahead of Hungary, Aragon and Estoril. Who else was involved in that collision? Well, Gene Turner was one of the riders, Okanuki and Motorland. So hopefully they'll be able to get some points on the board today. I remind you, the points are dished out from 1st position, 25, down to 15th position, 1 point for that one. This then is the final warm-up lap. Greg Haynes with you. Welcome along from Ian Wheeler, from Ollie Rushby, and from everybody here at Yamaha. We'll be hearing from Ollie down in Parc Fermé with the winner at the end of the race. And some tremendous trivia, I have to say, from Ian Wheeler overnight, who is chatting away with the father of Arai Agaska. Arai coming from the crash helmets. That's why he was named Arai Agaska. He's becoming a big star already on social media and here in the R3 World Cup. They're round the La Quercia corner now and heading up to the right-hander at turn 10. They're heading west. Sunsets in the west, and that is Tramonto corner, the sunset corner. Watching them from the curb camera. One of the riders just going around the long lap penalty lane there on the outside. Now they're up to the fastest corner on the course, and this is the right-hander at the tremendously quick Cavoni. Top gear down through here. 12 leads into 13, and 13 leads into the Caro hairpin at 14. And the field now winding their way back around towards the end of the lap through turn 15 and then 16. Huge news, of course, in the Yamaha world in the past few days, with Toprak Razgatlioglu rejoining the blue manufacturer for his MotoGP debut next season. Look how close it is, though, here in the R3 World Cup. Chris Clark leads Agaska by 1 point. The tied DiPersio and Salas by 5 points. And Kugawa, 5th in the championship, only 6 points behind. And with 25 points available for a win, it's an absolutely fantastic situation. Who is going to lead the championship then, heading to the UK and Donington in the middle of July? Imon Boccanegra is 6th in the championship and 13 points behind, so any one of 6 riders could end the day as the World Cup Championship leader. Here we go then. There'll be a pause when the lights come on, and when the lights go out, the races go. Now we're racing. Big wheelie for one of the riders toward the back of the field. Mario Salas hits the front on the run down to the park chicane on the opening lap. Agaska having a look at the inside for second place. Excellent start though for the Brazilian. Mario Salas is leading. This is turn 3. Agaska is up into second position for Indonesia, so Brazil leads. Indonesia is in second position. Pastore, number 55, comes up the inside for third. Agaska takes the lead from Mario Salas. Tip it left into the crucial left-hander of turn 6. Make your way up the back straight towards La Quercia. Salas on the right, Agaska on the left. 42 plays 38 as they come under the bridge and hit the braking zone for La Quercia. That's a late dive bomb move up the inside there for Imon Boccanegra, number 23. He got away with that one. Agaska leads, then it's Salas. Emanuele Pastore, number 55, the 17-year-old from Segrate here in Italy. And there he goes again. Salas on that inside line. Agaska, though, is particularly strong through that Tramonto corner. Number 69, you saw at the back there of this pack. Yesterday's winner, DiPersio, and there was contact there between Pastore and Kugawa, the Japanese rider. Through the Cavoni for the first time. Boccanegra exceeds track limits by touching the green paint. Needs to be careful. 5 times and an official warning would be given out, and they always face the possibility of long lap penalties for doing that. Not least on the last lap. If you touch the green paint, you're given an automatic demotion. Now, Salvatore Germano needs to take a double long lap penalty in this race for irresponsible riding as deemed by the stewards in yesterday's race 1. And it was Germano who was trying out that long lap penalty lane on the warm-up lap. He needs to take 2 long lap penalties in the first 6 laps of this race. And there's a confirmation of that from the ever-efficient marshals here at Misano. Nobody's broken away. Of that, there is no doubt. Boccanegra, based in Barcelona, born in Barcelona, the 14-year-old is now leading this race. Now, where's Alex DiPersio, yesterday's winner? He's in 6th position at the moment, so let's just take stock. Boccanegra leads. Angelo Motola, our qualifying pole sitter from Friday into Saturday. There he is, number 77 in second place. He didn't score any points yesterday, one of 4 riders to be involved in the last lap multiple collision. Salas on the inside. That's Motola on the outside. And Emanuele Pastore leads the race again. 6 Italians in the field here in Italy this weekend. This is our only visit to Italy in 2025. We've been to Portimao in Portugal. Number 3 running wide there is Gene Turner, the half Kiwi, half Japanese rider. After this, we go to Donington, and then it's Hungary, Aragon, and Estoril will close the season. There's the number 44, Salvatore Germano. 2 long lap penalties are required. He's yet to take one of them. He's got a few more laps, though, to do so. Now, for identifying the riders, you can have a look at the crash helmets, but also the national flags on the front of the bikes and on the back of their racing leathers. All of the riders gather in what is known as the Yamaha BLU CRU village, which is right in the middle of the paddock, in a great position here at Misano this weekend, as we make our way out of Misano corner, down the start-finish straight, just over half a kilometre in length, and then you hit the brakes all the way down through the gearbox for turn 1. All of the competitors on identical Yamaha R3s. Mario Salas involved in a big fight there. He's currently in 5th position. He just passed Kugawa. There's Depercio. Yesterday's winner, up the inside, vying to become the first repeat winner of 2025. Chris Clark won in Portugal race 1. Mario Salles won race 2. Depercio won here yesterday, and David Novak is flying in this race. You saw number 46 running wide there, coming onto the middle straight. He's having a very good race too so far, having started yesterday's race 1 from the back of the grid. And where on earth is Arai Agasca going, using all of the racetrack and some as they come out of Le Quercia? This is Tremonto. There's Salvatore Germano taking his first of 2 required long lap penalties. Careful not to touch the green paint on either your left or right. Beautifully done. Back into the race at the back, in the tow now of Ruggero Berti, the wild card from Italy, who did a great job for Beretti Racing yesterday to score 1 point on his debut here in the World Cup. So Germano needs to take 1 more long lap penalty. 1 down, 1 to go. Real motivation for everybody to do well this weekend, not least because many of the top brass of Yamaha are right here at Misano. Senior managers from YMC, YMR and YME. And I know Andrea Dossoli is working extremely hard to improve the collaboration between the MotoGP and World SBK sides of the BLU CRU setup. Down into the park chicane again. Depercio, number 69. That's just another reminder for Germano to take his 2nd long lap penalty, but look at that, almost contact there as Kugawa sweeps straight across the bows of Boccanegra into turn 3. So what we're seeing now is the top 11 riders have clearly broken away from the rest of the field. Vigo Megaro going well, by the way, the Dutch rider. He's 17 years old. He's a wild card this weekend as well, and he's leading the 2nd group in 12th place. This is David Novak from Poland, lifelong Valentino Rossi fan for that reason, running that legendary, world-famous number 46. But who's in this leading group? It's Agasca from Indonesia. Depercio up alongside Agasca now, but in the lead is Pastore. And it's Kugawa, Salles, Boccanegra, Okanuki, Motola, Novak, Gene Turner and Chris Clark. 2nd long lap penalty is now taking place for Germano. He'll look to rejoin in as safe a manner as possible, and he's done so. I can see him there at the top of the screen. And look at that in the background, somebody getting very annoyed with one of their opponents and trying to signal, let's work together and catch the leading group. But the problem is, the leading group of 11 are now the best part of 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Caro hairpin, that's going to get tight. Great move. And guess what? It's Arai Agasca once again, cutting his way through. He was 4th going into the corner, and he was 2nd coming out of it. Wonderful. So Depercio leads, Agasca on his rear tyre. Everybody looking to their left-hand side to see the pit boards. Agasca shoots down the right-hand side of Depercio. Kugawa and Pastore are in there as well. Kugawa leads now for Japan. Pastore is up into 2nd position. The winner of last year's highly eventful super finale at Estoril in Portugal. That's Salles diving up the inside of Imon Boccanegra. And the championship lead is on a knife edge right now. There goes Agasca, takes no prisoners whatsoever. Dives up the inside of Pastore and grabs that 2nd place. Kugawa now is leading. Kugawa, who's finished on the podium this season when he was 2nd in race 2 at Portimao. Can he win for the first time here today? Not if the other 10 riders in the group have anything to do with it. And there goes, look at that, Super Mario, 42, Salles on the inside line. 3rd for him now. Pastore is number 55 from Italy. Agasca 38. Salles is number 42, the Brazilian rider. On the outside of him is Boccanegra. There's a real chance here that we're going to start the season with 4 different winners from the first 4 races from 4 different countries. What a great advert for the BLU CRU R3 World Cup. Salles dives up the inside. This is the live championship situation. and that will continue to update as they come through each one of the 4 sectors on the lap here at Misano. They're coming thick and fast, aren't they? 4.2 kilometres, 2.6 miles of this world-famous venue that was built in 1969. Pastore on the inside line. There was a superlative manoeuvre at this last corner last year from Christian Pucci when he came through to win in one of the most dramatic finishes ever. Incidentally, yesterday was our 51st race in the R3 World Cup. And in those 51 races so far, only 14 of them, can you believe, have been won by half a second or more. Now, this is the second group. 5 seconds now behind the first group. Great action going on here. Megard is the Dutch rider, number 27. Up the inside goes Indy Sunsalar, his fellow countryman. Danny Krabacher, who's not made the greatest of starts because he was up there towards the front of the grid, the Austrian. He's now down in 14th place. Troy Savitsu is in there as well in 15th position. The rider from Prague in the Czech Republic, Pomowski Germano, after his long lap penalties, he's now up into 17th position. 18th is Marco Trujillo, one of the 6 Italians in the field, and Berti, the wild card, who scored a point yesterday, is bringing up the rear at present, but has every chance of scoring points again because he's in that second group. So wherever you are on the track, wherever you are in the race, you are fighting hard at the moment. There's not one rider out there on their own. There's been plenty of presentations taking place here for Yamaha across the weekend. You can see the whole field there in one shot. Paolo Pavessio's here as well. The man who's now heading up the MotoGP project for Yamaha and who has been absolutely instrumental in recruiting Toprak Razgatlioglu for next year. Oh, and off out the hairpin goes the Japanese rider. That's Kakuru Okanuki. So 11 riders becomes 10 in our leading group. It got too tight down into the Karo hairpin, and Okanuki's chances of victory have just evaporated. At least he's still in the race. Now, I say his chances of victory have evaporated, but he might be able to close back in. You can see him there on his own in the background. Troy Savitsa's out as well, and this is over at turn 14, the same corner. Out goes Troy, the 16-year-old from Prague, number 21, with the BGR Smerts racing bike. Now, what happened? Oh, he lost it all by himself. He was carrying too much speed through the hairpin with too much lean angle applied, and down goes the Czech rider. At least he's okay, but as we've already seen, he was unable to rejoin from this incident. This is your fight back at the front. Tepai Kugawa, the 17-year-old from the Japanese capital city of Tokyo, is leading this R3 World Cup race. If he wins, it's his first victory in the championship. It's a championship that should have started back in 2020, but was delayed for a year due to the pandemic. There's a Gasker doing what he does best. He took a bit of curb there as well on the inside. Up into second place goes the Indonesian. Oh my goodness me, that could have been a nasty incident there. Everybody weaving around, trying to react and avoid contact with the riders in front of them. Some of them trying to break the toe, others trying to follow and stay in the slipstream. Look at Novak's rise through the field once again from 18th on the grid. Number 46, the popular Polish rider, right in this leading group. Here he is, there he is, number 46, David Novak. 3 laps to go then when we cross the line. Gasker stands to lead the championship for the first time if it stays like this. There's David Novak. What a rise it is. And it was all about a good start for him. Had he been caught in that second group, his chances of victory would have gone. But now the rider who started with us here in the Yamaha R3 World Cup in 2021 is flying. He was 27th overall that year, 16th overall in 2022, 11th overall in 2023. And Novak wanted to challenge for the title last season. He was out of luck, though, to be honest with you, despite finishing in the top 5 of the championship for the first time. And you can see how they're really getting the hammer down now and improving the pace. Last lap from Agaska, your leader, was a 1:54.9. And that's not bad going at this point in the proceedings. It's only 6/10 off Gene Turner's fastest lap of the race of a 54.3, and that was on lap 3. Pastore sweeps around the outside. He's searching for his first win in the World Cup. He did win in the Super Finale last year. That gave him his free pass into this World Cup. But is he going to be celebrating in just a few minutes' time his first World Cup win? Well, clearly not if Agaska's got anything to do with it. He's done it again, but was going too quickly this time. And look what happens. It's Kugawa who comes out on top. Aimon Boccanegra now is searching for a slipstream. He's got a slipstream. He's up the inside, number 23, and he takes the lead of the race. Scintillating stuff from Aimon Boccanegra, but it's not over yet because Pastore's got his nose in front. Is anybody going to dive at the inside of the hairpin? De Persio is. White crash helmet, number 69 on the inside line. Kugawa did a very good job not to be hung out to dry there. But he has fallen to 6th place, having led the race just a few seconds ago. Pastore's back in front now. Out of Misano corner. Now, let's see if the lead changes before the line. That's the key element here. And the answer is no. Pastore is leading by 22 thousandths of a second. Up the inside goes Agaska. Indonesia's going to go mad if he wins here today. We can see all of your comments flooding in on the Yamaha Racing YouTube stream. And thank you for joining us, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Discovery Plus. Boccanegra then now. I said they'd put the hammer down. Sure enough, fastest lap of the race, a 1:54.2. Boccanegra with the Brazilian flag. Pastore 55, dives up the inside line, almost on the white line there. And there's Alex De Persio. Oh, great stuff. He slots through and up into 2nd position. These riders being mentored by all of the Yamaha riders here in the World SBK paddock, very much including 6-time World Superbike champion Jonathan Rea, Andrea Locatelli, Remy Gardner and Domi Agata. We send our best wishes, incidentally, to Domi. Fortunately, escaping major injuries, but not able to take part in today's Superbike races. Okay, hold on to your seats because we're coming through to the last lap. Aggressive line on the inside there for Gene Turner. Gene Turner searching for his first podium. He was very unfortunate yesterday to run into the fallen Charlie Mendes right here on the last lap. Running wide slightly is Boccanegra. Okanuki has managed to rejoin the leading group, so he's managed to bridge the gap and he's back in contention. 11 of them then. This is incredible. 11 of them heading into the final lap in the leading gaggle. Agaska searching for his first win for Indonesia. Alex De Persio dives at the inside. Alex, who turned 18 in Portugal earlier this year, looking to become the first rider to do the double this year. Kugawa was looking across to his right-hand side to make sure there would be no contact coming into turn 3. And I said Okanuki was catching. Look at that. Fastest lap of the race so far in a 54.0. Now, that's a defensive line from the leader. That's Agaska. I think De Persio will get a better exit now, coming down towards La Quercia. And sure enough, he has. And this is the effect of the slipstream. Who's latest on the brakes? De Persio is. Watch out for Boccanegra. He takes the lead on the inside line. De Persio's run a bit wide. Pastore's gone through as well. And Aimon Boccanegra now looking for his first victory in the category. Don't forget, we've had Clark, Sales and De Persio. Those are the 3 winners so far this year. Oh, someone's had a big moment and down as well. Out of the race. Thankfully, nobody getting tangled up there. That's Okanuki, who has gone down and who is out of race 2. Down through the Cavoni then, on the last lap. Pastore goes around the outside. Agaska's still leading. Sales, number 42. Oh! Contacts in the middle. One down, another one off. That's a terribly damaged Yamaha R3. I hope those two riders are okay. So Okanuka, and another one gone. 2, 3, Salah's in the gravel. It's carnage on the last lap here. And that's David Novak now, side by side with Chris Clark. And look who's leading. Yesterday's winner, Alex De Percio. Gene Turner is on target for his first podium. Oh, be careful not to touch the green, boys. Alex De Percio does the double at home here at Misano. Gene Turner picks up a wonderful first podium. And Chris Clark is on the rostrum. David Novak from the back of the grid in 4th place, and out on the last lap went Boccanegra and Pastore. What a chaotic final lap that was, with 3 separate incidents there. Okanuki down first of all at Tremonto, and over at turn 14 it was Boccanegra and Pastore. And then we had another collision at the hairpin after that. So several riders out. Agaska has gone. Agaska doesn't score. Kugawa was involved in the collisions there as well and had to run through the gravel. There's the names on the left-hand side. You can see who's fallen down the order. And that's dramatically shaken up the championship, which is now led by Alex De Percio, heading to Donington next time out. Chris Clark is 4 points behind him, with Sales 3rd overall from Agaska, Kugawa and Boccanegra. Well, let's hope everybody's okay. Some scary looking incidents there. But Alex De Percio, look, they're all looking around saying, where did you finish? What happened? It was Agaska who went down at turn 12, we're hearing. So we're just getting now the updates on who went down where. The 26 of Kugawa managed to rejoin after going off the track. So Kugawa actually scored 2 points there for 14th place. Bertie, the wild card, has scored again. 3 points this time for 13th position for the 18-year-old. So well done to Ruggero Bertie. Pastore just managed to scrape a point, or did he? No, he didn't. He didn't get through. He was one of those who went down. So crashes there as I look at the timing screen, which is just sorting itself out. Savitsa went down earlier in the race. And then on the last lap, you had Okanuki first at Tremonto, then Agaska and Boccanegra, and then Pastore and Kugawa. Now, here's a replay. This is coming out of the last corner. De Percio winning. I don't think anybody touched the green paint. Ah, that rider did. Now, that is Motola who touched the green paint, but he does look across. I think he let Sales through there. There's Novak 46, Gene Turner 2nd. So De Percio's winning at the front. Then it's Turner. Novak very wide indeed, but as long as he doesn't touch the green paint, he'll actually be okay. Chris Clark on his left. Oh, David Novak, that was marginal. Just about missing the green paint there. But behind, Motola did touch the green paint, and that's what the stewards might be looking at. David Novak moves across on Chris Clark and rides him towards the pit wall there. Well, goodness me, what a finish to a race. A scary final lap here. That was reminiscent of that dramatic final lap we had in the Supersport 300 World Championship back in 2018. I'll let you know if I hear of any news on the riders who were involved in the collisions, if we are still on the air. And if not, check out the social media channels after the race. And of course, we'll bring you all of the latest when we get to Donington Park next time out on the weekend of the 12th and 13th of July. De Percio then will make his way through victory lane and down to meet Ollie Rushby for the winning interview. He's our first double winner of the season, and he now leads the championship. Alex, who was 2nd in race 1 at Portimao, involved in a crash in the 2nd race, but now 2 wins. So that's not bad going, is it? Yes, 1 DNF, but 1 second and 2 wins from 4 races so far this year. Very strong start then for the 18-year-old from Chieti with the Arco Motor R University team. Here he comes. Alex is the man in Italy. Chris Clark pulls into 3rd position. And here's Gene Turner, the 16-year-old born in Hiroshima in Japan. His father, though, is from New Zealand, and he has just finished on the podium for the first time. Well done, Gene. 2nd in this race, 8 tenths behind De Percio. And as a result, number 3 shoots up to 7th position in the championship. Excellent performance. He was very unfortunate yesterday to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And ended up going down when the crash happened in front of him for Charlie Mendes. And of course, Mendes didn't start this race. Well, 0.8 of a second it was then, and it was half a second yesterday for De Percio. It's very, very rare that you see a gap as big as 0.8 of a second in the R3 World Cup. In fact, I can tell you, on only 12 previous occasions have we had a gap that large since the championship started in 2021. Several riders classified there, having gone down on the last lap, but we only had 14 actually taking the checkered flag. Let me just run you through the 14 who actually survived to the end. De Percio, Turner, Clark, Novak, Mottler, Sales, Germano. 7th place after 2 long lap penalties. Danny Krabacher came back to 8th. Megard will be pleased, the Dutch rider on his debut weekend. 9th place from Troyoyo. Sunsalar, Pomolski, Berti and Kugawa. That's your 14 finishers here.
Absolutely impressive stuff down here. De Percio then.
So, Ollie Rusby is the man with the mic, and Alex De Percio is our first double winner of the 2025 season, and as a result, leads this championship. 4 points ahead of this man, Chris Clark, the 18-year-old from Arlington in Virginia. Let's get down then to Ollie with our double winner at home in Italy. Well done, Alex.
Alex De Percio, a double victory in Misano sees you take the championship lead. What a crazy race.
The craziest race of my life, I think. It's a dream, double in Misano in my home, with my fans, with my friends, and my family here. It's a dream. Now we will see in Donington. Nothing. Thank you to Arco Motor University for the support, all my family, all my sponsor, and nothing. We will see in Donington. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Ollie. Congratulations then to Alex De Percio, and congratulations also to Andrea Locatelli. It's just been officially announced here that Loca will be competing in this year's Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours when we get into August. So Loca will be facing the heat and humidity of Japan later on this year. A plethora of MotoGP riders taking part in this year's Suzuka 8 Hours. It's going to be great to see. He'll be alongside Nakasuga-san and the Australian Jack Miller. That's going to be a great lineup, isn't it? Nakasuga, Miller and Locatelli. They'll be contending for victory, I'm sure, when we get to Suzuka in August. But back here in June, and we've got similar levels of heat and humidity at Misano. And Alessandro De Percio, as he said to Ollie there, the craziest race ever, and it really was, wasn't it? Not one, not two, but 3 separate incidents, all including crashes for various riders in the final half lap of that race. So 3 different nationalities, as you can see from the flags, just fluttering away in the Misano breeze, and that breeze is a huge relief to everybody here. Impossible to keep cool. It's a situation where you only need to walk a few meters across the paddock and you're already sweating. 30 degrees Celsius here now. Well done, Chris Clark. 3rd podium of the season from 4 races. Great start to 25. Gene Turner's first ever podium. And Alex De Percio, 1 second, 2 wins from 4 races so far. And he leaps his way up onto the top step of the podium. Despite the humidity, despite the temperatures, he's still got the energy in him. This year really revitalising Chris Clark's career, the rider who has experience in Moto America and the Supersport 300 World Championship. Well done, Gene Turner. His Instagram feed will be lighting up with pictures and videos, I'm sure, very soon indeed. Yes. The ever-approving nod of the head. And De Percio is playing in the crowd. The 18-year-old from Chieti wins again. It was not 4 different winners from 4 races, because he's done the double. And what a place to do it here at Misano.
Please, your respect for the national anthem of the winning rider, the national anthem of Italy. Top 3. If I could ask Chris,
you could be forgiven for thinking that Alex De Percio's the half-brother of Adrian Huertas, couldn't you?
We'll get the official
as he receives, first of all, the trophy from Olivier Provost. We saw him just a moment ago up on the podium, the Yamaha Motor Europe president. And now the photographs taking place as well.
Thank you to Olivier Prevost. And now we can come out and talk to the top 3. Ginton, I know it's the first time for you. If you can just take a seat for me.
Well, what a race that was. Alessandro De Percio, having had 3 different winners from the first 3 races, doubles up here at Misano with Gene Turner collecting his first podium. Chris Clark 3rd, his 3rd podium from 4, and Novak 4th from the back of the grid. Germano 7th despite 2 long lap penalties. And a handful of riders failing to make the finish, and that really now shakes up the championship table as we head to the next races and the halfway point of the season. Donington Park in England's East Midlands on the weekend of the 12th and 13th of July. De Percio leads by 4 points. Chris Clark right in close attendance still. Sales, Agaska, Kugawa, Boccanegra, and today's podium man Turner up to 7th. Well done as well to Vigo Megard, who is up into 18th position, his debut weekend, and he scored 7 points. That is a fantastic effort for the rider from the Netherlands. Well done indeed to the 17-year-old. Bertie, the same goes for you. 4 points on your debut, and Aleix Ginés joined us earlier on in the season. Well, from Ian Wheeler, from Ollie Rushby, thank you again for the interviews, Ollie, down in Parc Ferme, from Greg Haynes here in the commentary box. Many thanks for joining us on Discovery Plus and the Yamaha Racing YouTube page. Stay tuned for all of the updates, and we'll see you at Donington in the middle of July. Bye for now.
We go to Donington, like I said to Chris, it's going to be a new track for you. Are you looking forward to racing in the UK? It's going to be a little bit colder. It's better for you, I think, for all of us. Congratulations, enjoy the moment. I'm sure we're going to see you on the podium again during the season. Make some noise for